ba ba bum bum ba bum ba ba bum bum ba. That's how beats go, don't they? How is everybody doing today? Hello, all my lovely, lovely people, both YouTube and Twitch. How is it going? All right, I think everything we got's going good. Oh, hello, Percy. You joining the stream? I come here? He's like, nope, I'm going to go lay on the back of the couch. What's up, everybody? Hey, Trappy. Hey, Spyro. Hey, Luxray. Matan. Virch. Adam. Joshua. Oh, my goodness. Also, Meggie, thank you for resubscribing with the Twitch Prime for 23 months. Super appreciated. Hope you're doing well. Hoping for Zelda, but I'll stick around. No Zelda randomizer today, but tomorrow we'll be doing some randomizer. So the plan, so today is mostly going to be me just playing Donkey Kong Country Returns for the first time in like 15 years. Because that port came out on Switch today. I'm excited to check that out. So we're going to be checking that out. And I'm sure we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch 2, like, basically the entire stream. Not every day we get a new Nintendo console to have a discourse about, so I'm excited to chat about that. And then tomorrow's going to be a bit of a special stream, because we're starting off, we're going to be showcasing the indie game that is currently on Kickstarter that's being developed by a lot of Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time ROM hackers. I got asked to kind of show off the game. It's Kiro Quest 64, a brand new collectathon platformer. So we're going to be trying out that tomorrow. I'm very excited because I absolutely love the Nintendo 64 ROM hacking community, and I'm just so jazzed that, like, out of that community is coming, like, a full-on, like, indie game. So very excited for that. And then so there's a demo for that game we're going to be playing. So that should take around the first like hour and a half of the stream. And then we're going to be rolling into our usual randomizer stuff. So yeah, I'm very, very excited about that stream. But then Nintendo, I was just planning to basically have that be my stream for the week. But then Nintendo had to go and just, randomly announce on a Thursday, oh, hey, yeah, we are making a successor to the Switch. Which there had been no leaks about. Not a single rumor, not a single hint that something was going on with Nintendo. So yeah, how is everybody doing today? Besides the whole Nintendo announcing a new console thing. Do you think it will be like the Wii U was to the Wii though? Like, do you mean, do I think it'll be a sales flop, or what other angle is there on the question? Both. And congrats on starting a new job, Spyro. That's super exciting. Also exciting playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2, Virch. I approve. That game's awesome. This is a pro Red Dead Redemption 2 household here. Please don't spoil unrevealed stuff. I've only seen the trailer for Nintendo Switch 2 and the Mario Kart. See, I think the great thing about today's trailer is I don't think there's anything that was leaking that Nintendo didn't make official. I think, like, we're all on the same page again. I think there is one controller feature that there was rumors about, and they didn't confirm it in the video, but they did. One of the animations was like really hint. That would make no sense if it's not the feature that's rumored. So basically, we know. So yeah, Virch just said it. So the one rumor that they didn't outright confirm in the video is that apparently the Joy-Con. Wait, I can just take it off my regular Switch. Just a second. So the rumor is that the new Joy-Cons, this was a rumor that was going around, I think, like a couple weeks ago, and it was like really random at the time, but also people kind of believed it because it sounded exactly like the weird stuff that Nintendo might do. But basically, there's a rumor that the Switch 2 Joy-Cons, if you like put them down like this, they work as a mouse. And you'll be like, if you move that, that's like a potential control scheme. And like, obviously, this is the Switch 1 Joy-Con, but I could see that working as like an impromptu, like, you know what, I want to play Civ 6 on my TV, or I want to like just pop up the stand and then like play like a mouse game or whatever. That sounds just weird enough for Nintendo to do. And then, yeah, during the trailer today, there was specifically part of the, actually, let's just watch the trailer. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen this already, but let's just go through it, and then we'll just boot up Donkey Kong, and I presume keep talking about the Switch. But oh yeah, sorry, I accidentally revealed I already have the Switch 2 Joy-Cons. Nintendo ninjas, please don't kill me. Switch 2 reveal. There we go. Okay, so yeah. Going into this, so there all this week, a lot of like leakers and game journalists were putting everything on the line. Because all the Switch 2 discourse has just been very like, when's Nintendo going to announce it? And everyone's just been chomping at the bit. Like, Nintendo's supposed to have a console this year. They got to start saying, so Nintendo's supposed to announce something within the first quarter of this year, and we've only got like a month and a half left. Everyone was getting really freaked out. And then a bunch of journalists and game leakers this week were like, guys, Thursday the 16th, that's when we're going to hear stuff. And then yesterday happened, and everyone freaked out because usually Nintendo will like announce their directs or like promotional stuff a day ahead, but they didn't do that. So everyone was like super freaking out yesterday. Nate the Hate had his entire reputation on the line, but everyone was doubling down. Like, it was like in the evening and nothing had happened yet, and all of the leakers were still saying like, does it look like the fucking 16th? Do you know how to read a calendar? Like, that was the response. No one was outwardly being worried. So today was interesting because it was either going to be Nintendo announced this, or a lot of people were going to lose a lot of their like insider credibility. But the insiders were right. We did get our reveal yet. You stayed up for the reveal. Damn, that's dedication, Adam. Just to confirm, next Ship of Harkinian randomizer will not be enemy boss randomizer and no random sizes. We'll probably, since we'll be doing it after the indie game stream, we'll probably just be like basic default settings type thing. Oh my god, super apologies, Julian. Thank you for the super chat. That one slipped by me. Thank you for the $5 on super chat. Wait a minute. Sorry, I'll read your message in a second. But I thought super chats broke the YouTube chat on stream, and I hadn't actually changed what I thought I needed to change to fix that, but they're still appearing on stream. So apparently, the super chats only break the chat if I notice them and read them out loud. But thank you, Julian, for the $5 super chat. Hi, Jish. So hyped for Switch 2. Also, there might be a Wonder Seed mechanic in Mario Kart 9. If you look close, you can see one under the Yoshi building. Yeah, there's a little, like, gold-looking item thing that doesn't look like the traditional Mario Kart item box. We're about to go through the trailer, and I'll try and pause on some of the interesting Mario Kart stuff that people have been noticing. But yeah, very, very interesting stuff going on with the little bit of Mario Kart footage. Also, just before we get into this, I love how much of a throwback this is to the Switch 1 reveal, where all we had to go off of was, like, I think they had, like, some Breath of the Wild footage, some what we would eventually know to be Mario Odyssey, but at the time it was just like, new Mario? A little bit of new 3D Mario footage for Mario Odyssey. And then I think there was like Skyrim footage in that first reveal, just to be like, hey, we're getting third-party games too. And it feels very much like that. I remember everyone like super analyzing, like, this is our first look at a new 3D Mario since like Mario 3D World. and everyone like super obsessing over every frame, and now we're doing the exact same thing for Mario Kart 9. Oh yeah, they did show off Splatoon 2. Yes. Thank you, Autism Dragon, for resubscribing for 55 months. Super appreciated. Hope you're having a good day, Dragon. And also, Smithhound, do you think the Switch 2 is the reason people had their Metroid Prime 4 pre-orders? Wait, have people been able to, like, can you pre-order Metroid Prime 4 now? Like, did new pre-orders open today for that, or was there ones before, and you're wondering, like, how that'll work if it's on, like, a new console? Oh, people had their pre-orders revoked. Okay. Their old pre-orders are still in place. I could see that some places having to like revoke or like get rid of pre-orders if like something's happening where this is actually a Switch 1 and Switch 2 game. I'm not sure how that'll work though. Like if it'll be a Switch 1 game and then if just you run it on a Nintendo Switch 2, it'll run better. Because we did get confirmation that basically every Switch 1 game, both physical and digital, which is really nice, will be backwards compatible with the Switch 2. But yeah, I'm not sure about like a dual launch like that, like what people are kind of expecting for Metroid Prime 4. They finally revoked Mighty Number 9 3DS pre-orders. Oh, maybe just Amazon's having like a back end like, okay, some of these games, they ain't coming out. Maybe Metroid Prime 4 and Hollow Knight Silksong got caught in the crossfire. No IR camera on Switch 2, it seems, so no Ring Fit. Yeah, because people were kind of freaking out because there's the bit in the trailer where they say the like everything's going to be backwards compatible, except they have to have the little line of text that's like some Switch 1 games might not be applicable. And people were worried that might be like, oh no, it's going to be like a case-by-case basis on which games are backwards compatible, or like there'll be a whole lot of games that just won't work. But I think that like line of text is like literally just for Labo and anything that used the IR camera, which I think was just like Ring Fit, maybe 1-2 Switch, a couple of the mini games. I think it'll just be like really niche stuff like that where either the IR sensor was super important, which is maybe like 3 Switch games total at all. Or just like the Labo stuff obviously won't work because everything's a little bit bigger now. Yeah, so I'm hoping that's the case. It would be really dumb if it was like, oh, by the way, Mario Bros. Wonder and the Link's Awakening remake for some reason like aren't compatible on Switch 2. That'd be very silly. So yeah, let's just watch the little. We'll do a classic streamer react video, and then we'll actually start playing some Donkey Kong Country. It looks exactly, guys. I just don't know. I think this. I actually am being like a complete stereotype of a streamer. Now this happened yet. I'm pausing. We're gonna have 5 minutes of discussion on. This looks exactly the same, guys. What were they thinking? What was Nintendo doing? I do like that it basically you're just Thanos snapping off the dead skin on your Switch, and that's how you get the Switch 2. That's the Nintendo gimmick this time, is you don't have to even buy this thing. You just shake your Switch 1 really hard, and this has been they've been hiding all the extra hardware underneath it. We just never figured it out. I wish I could just spawn a USB-C port. I was talking with a buddy today, and I actually think, like, it's a little cheesy to just to have the reveal be like a Switch 1 literally transforming and upgrading into a Switch 2. But I think that's really good marketing because one, we're getting just one, we're like, it's the Switch 2. Like, they're being very clear. This is a sequel. It's the equivalent of the PlayStation 2. Everyone loved that. We're just the next bigger, better like version. So that's very clear. But if you just like look at the Switch 1 and the Switch 2 like side by side, I think it'd be pretty easy for the average person to just be like, well, what did they change? Like, they look kind of the same, especially when Nintendo has a reputation for doing these big drastic changes like each console generation. So I think it's actually pretty slick to just piece by piece show like every little like improvement. Like at the end of the day, I'm not going to buy a Switch 2 because the back stand is now like double pronged instead of just the little popsicle stick, as my friend Matt referred to it on the Switch 1. I saw Adam just said in chat that the new stand looks a bit flimsy. It at least is less flimsy than the Switch 1. Switch 1 stand default is very, very, like, I think mine snapped off in, like, 2019 and never managed to get that replaced. But I think it's really, as I was saying, I think it's really smart to just go piece by piece on over like just the little improvements, the little changes. Now there's a charging port on top as well. Now there's a better kickstand, and just all those little things to like get people that watch the video to be like, oh, okay, they're improving stuff. They weren't sitting on their butts for 7 years. The Switch is regenerating, full on Doctor Who style. I really like the look of the new Joy-Cons. It looks just very slick, like the modern black and then like the pop of color underneath. Yeah, they look slick. I like them. I like the part where they become rats. Yeah, so this part right here. Why did we just have 5 seconds of the Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Cons sliding around as if they're ice skates if we're not getting that rumored mouse functionality? That'd be very weird if they can just slide for no reason. So little white dots opposite the sync button look like an optical sensor. Let's take a little look-see. Yeah, I could, yep. Like right in there? I could see it. Definitely the most thing of those little things where you attach to use it. Yeah, that's how you get like a nice easy slide and everything. Controller connections make me a little nervous. So I was also talking with my friends about this. I'm totally okay. Actually, I'll wait till we get a good view of it. Oh yeah, it's coming up right here. Okay, right here. This is what people are worried about. I've seen a lot of people worried about this little plasticky bit that's sticking out here and seems to be like where the actual like electrical connection is between the Joy-Con and the Switch. And a lot of people are pointing out this looks flimsy. So just in this render, I admit it does look flimsy. And so the way the new Joy-Cons attach, and they don't explain this in the video, but all of the leaks that were happening like over the last week, the Joy-Cons are magnetic now. So they don't slide in and click and are stuck in place like that. It is like magnets. And they even, just to skip forward a little bit to the end of the video, they even show off that you can like half pull a Joy-Con out because it's not like actually latched in there. Like it's all magnets that actually like hold it in place. So if you like just like pull and you can kind of like peel it out. Which that's cool technology. That'll be easy for getting it like on and off. And everything like that. So Luxray, we're gonna be talking about the rumors a little bit. You'll have to mute the stream if you want to completely get rid of that. There's only it's very minor hardware stuff that is still rumors and not confirmed in this video. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about the rumors. I'm sorry, dude. Magnets, how do they work? So with this thing, yeah, from this angle, it looks pretty fragile because if you connect them in magnet wise and then you tried to if you I don't know, if you had the switch pressed against your knee and if you tried to break it, it'd be easy to break. But if you applied downward force and this is a rigid just plasticky connector thing sticking out that goes into a little slot on here, that does seem like a really easy spot for that to snap off. But what I'm hoping, and honestly, actually from this pause thing, I think I might be right. Okay, my gut instinct is to say that it would be insane for Nintendo to so prominently show a piece like this that looks like it can snap off and have it be able to snap off as easy as it looks. Now, I want to say that that would be ridiculous and that no company would do that, but unfortunately, Nintendo has a bad rep with the Switch hardware stuff because they never managed to fix the Joy-Con drift. So I get why people are a little dubious about this sticking, this little sticky out part. But, and what actually pausing on this makes me a bit more confident, this looks like this goes into the Switch. It's a spring-loaded thing. So I think it does slot into a little part on the Joy-Con. But I think whenever you push the Joy-Con, up close to the Switch, I think this piece, actually goes into it. Would sink in a bit. And so then, you have to pull with the magnet for it to actually pop back out. So I don't think it would actually be as easy to snap if it's spring-loaded and just gets pushed in whenever the Joy-Cons are there, but comes out whenever the Joy-Cons aren't there. And I can actually, kind of see from pausing it that it looks like there's, space around the actual part that's sticking out. Maybe a spring similar to the cartridge slots. Yeah, something kind of similar to that, or just something where it's not a rigid, flimsy piece of plastic that if you, put pressure on, it's going to, snap off with your Joy-Con. If you put pressure on the Joy-Con, it's going to snap off. Because I feel like it's actually going to be pushed inside the Switch, so there's, nothing to catch and get yanked down. I think it might be more of an accidental issue, if you just happen to drop it or something like that. Either I'd worried about the snapping, or I could imagine dropping it and watching the Joy-Cons shoot out like rockets. I could see there being weird magnet stuff of Joy-Cons just rocketing off if you drop them at a weird angle. But I'm hoping that this is this goes inside the Switch and is kind of a bouncy thing that moves with the Joy-Cons however you magnet them. Looks like there's space for internal locking clips as well. That's what I'm kind of hoping is the case here. But again, Nintendo has a weird track record with their Joy-Con technology. So it is up to Nintendo to prove that this won't be an issue, I think. And yeah, they're really they're really emphasizing that you can just take these things on and off, and that's the snap sound that we associate with the Switch. Now it's the Joy-Cons just snapping into place instead of the actual docking noise. That's interesting. On that topic, here's hoping that these don't drift. If Nintendo has not spent the last 7 years looming over their engineering department and being guys, okay, we can't, for some reason, we're not going to fix this on the Switch 1, but you need to have this fixed for the Switch 2. If that hasn't been the prime directive for coming up with Joy-Con 2s, is improve what you can, but it absolutely cannot drift. Yeah, I would be blown away if the Joy-Con drift is still the same issue. I think there might even have been like earlier rumors that it's completely different tech for the actual like Joy or sticks now. But I don't know if that was like a part of the more recent leaks that seem to have been more verified. But I would, if I was in Nintendo shoes, like that would absolutely be a top priority, because that is like that's one of the bigger memes and like things that people like recognize about the Switch is like, yeah, the Joy-Cons get pretty dicey after a while. So yeah, I hope that they've invested a lot of effort into that not being an issue anymore. And then we get our nice, oh, look how it looks in colored lighting. And then, oh yeah, we have this franchise we haven't done a new game in way too long. And just, yeah, so like, this right here, this little, them literally showing, hey, you can half take it out. Like that's really ballsy if there is such a like snappable piece like attached right to the Joy-Cons to be like, to show so much that like, we don't give a fuck how you like attach these in. I'm very curious how this is actually going to work in practice. Hey, Frets, this is our first time watching it. We've been very slow going through it, but technically the first time. Is it just me, or does Mario look cartoonier in this one? Could be a new direction they're taking for Mario Wonder. So yes, that does seem to be, because yeah, like Mario Kart 8, first HD Mario Kart, still looks beautiful to this day. Dragon just said it in chat. They could probably have gotten away with just keep updating Mario Kart 8 and add in more characters and more courses and everything. I'm very glad we're getting like a fresh new base to start off on. Especially because there does seem to be some changes for this game. We're about to get into the art style, but the big thing people have noticed, that's a lot more than 8 starting places. That's a lot more than the 12 starting places of Mario Kart 8. There appears to be 24 starting places on the tracks. Now, we don't know if that means the default is going to be 24 racers, or if the default is still going to be 12 racers and they're just putting in 24 as like an optional mode or like a chaotic mode or something, and that the courses aren't actually balanced around. That's my main question with this kind of revelation, is what is the like intended amount of players that they're designing the tracks around. And I could see it being either 12 or 24. But it does seem very cool to just have 24 racers in one match. Hello, everyone that's showing up for the Switch 2 hype. I'm very excited. Do you think it'll have a 1080p screen? It could be online video compression, but it still kind of looks 720p. I don't think we can judge yet. Yeah, because this is all renders and everything. Like, this isn't an actual like video of the hardware like running it. I think it's very hard to actually know what the resolution and like refresh rate of the screen is going to be. I'm curious whether they'll go for the 1080p or 720p. Yeah. But yeah, so the other big thing about Mario Kart that everyone seemed to notice, everyone is way more cartoony and almost like Super Nintendo Mario Kart 64 era like concept art style. Mario's got the chubbier cheeks. He's got a bit of the Mario Wonder like almost cell shading look. Luigi's like very similar. Bowser has like, the way Bowser's mouth is shaped and everything is way closer to like his N64 renders and everything. Yeah, for the longest time, like not even just the 2010s, like even the back, like a lot of the 2000s era, Nintendo had a very specific, like, this is the art style for Mario and all the Mario characters. He's our mascot. these are the corporate guidelines for how Mario has to look in each of these games, with like very little variations allowed for different projects. And so it's super cool that we started to see it with like Mario Wonder, and we started to see it with like Mario and Luigi Brothership. Nintendo seems to be a lot more open to being experimental with the art style. Because, yeah, like Bowser looks way more like N64 concept art. Princess Peach has like a way more classic design. Just the way her hair and like kind of her whole silhouette and everything. And then you can see him a little bit on here, but I know there's a better shot of him. But we got Mario Movie DK. So between the... actually, okay. I won't actually call him Mario Movie DK. Because he looks different from the movie enough that I don't think it's supposed to be directly like, oh, we're tying it in. I don't think he's going to be voiced by Seth Rogen in this, I guess is what I'm saying. But I think we are entering an era where Nintendo's really been pushing Donkey Kong lately. They have the Donkey Kong add-on to like Nintendo World and everything. So Donkey Kong's a big deal for them. And it seems like between the movie and this, and I'd be super interested, like, for whenever we get a new, unique, like, Donkey Kong game, they seem to be splitting the middle between the Donkey Kong Country redesign, that he's just been that design ever since Rareware came up with it, and just adding a little bit of, like, the original arcade, like, personality and, like, kind of goofiness to the design. And between the movie and now this, that seems to be, like, what direction they want Donkey Kong to be for the next little bit. So that's super interesting. So he's definitely a more radical change than the other characters, but I think everyone's got a little bit of, like, the new art style to them. And they're even, like, oh, God, the, like, double dash, like, rainbow boost pad things. I love seeing these again. Everyone's, like, a little bit more, like, chibi. Like, it's a little bit of the cutesy, like, everyone's shrunken down, like, art style. Like, where the focus is more on their head than, like, their actual body style. I think that's really cool. And I think it's nice that this doesn't just look like a slightly fancier version of Mario Kart 8. I like that it's a bit of a different aesthetic, and they seem to have, like, some new gameplay ideas. Yeah, I'm digging this. I'm digging this whole vibe of this so far. Looks like Donkey Kong Jr. grown up, if that makes sense. He looks a lot cuter. Yeah. Hearing a distant Seth Rogen getting hit by a blue shell would be pretty fun. I'd get a kick out of that. Mario looks like his N64 artwork. Yeah, it feels very much like they're throwing back to, like, what the artists of, like, 90s Nintendo envisioned these characters to look like, but couldn't do with the tech of the time. It's a super interesting kind of route to take. And then in 2025, we don't know the actual day, but then we get this lovely little we kind of knew this already. I think they had said it, someone at Nintendo had said basically this during one of their, like, investors meetings. But yeah, Switch 2 completely backward compatible with, like, Switch 1 games. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with Nintendo Switch 2. That is, like, more than likely just going to mean you can't, or Nintendo Labo and anything that, like, wouldn't work because the Joy-Cons are a different size now. I think that's all they're talking about with this. But big win, just having everything transfer over. They've said they want to keep their Nintendo Switch Online that they developed for Nintendo Switch on the Nintendo Switch 2. So that means finally we won't be restarting their virtual console, like, what retro games we have access to. So that's very, very nice. It'd just be nice if they can start off with, like, I don't know, throw Donkey Kong 64 or some Nintendo 64 game they haven't added to the library yet, but don't restart the building up that library process. There's a Mario Bros. Circuit logo. Yeah, the actual track that they're showing off is not like Mario or Luigi Circuit. It is Mario Bros. Circuit, which is cool. There's one other bit of speculation about the Mario Kart stuff that I thought was super interesting. So, okay. It's kind of hard to see with like just with my image being a bit smaller, but you can see like the outline of like the traditional Mario Kart rainbow blocks up ahead. Just like the usual item blocks. But then here, there's a singular, like, kind of different shaped. We can't quite make it out what it is, but there's something golden. Okay. Yeah, it's like a golden item block. I can see that it did have, like, kind of the eyes of the other ones. And it's on, like, a little side, like, refueling station, like, drive-through thing. And there's... On Mario's Kart, so this could be completely just like reading too much into it or too much speculation, but on Mario's Kart, he specifically has a 1-up fuel thing on the cart, and so I wonder if the gimmick for this game is some kind of like boost or like fuel system. Again, this could be reading too much into it. Maybe just this cart specifically is like the 1-up fuel, like cart or something. But it would be interesting if there was like a fuel boost mechanic that they like expanded on how the mushrooms work and turned that into a separate thing than just being part of the item, box. It'd be interesting, how they pull that off. Another thing I saw some speculation on was Princess Peach is wearing like her traditional princess dress while riding a bike, and usually in all the other Mario Kart games, bikes you get like the bike uniform, and so people are speculating if that means that like this game will have selectable costumes. So like everyone has their traditional outfit, like a racing outfit, and then whatever cosmetics they want to add or they want to sell to us or whatever. Again, completely speculation off of like 30 seconds of footage. But that is something that people are like wondering about. Awfully long straightaway for a Mario Kart track. That is the other thing. That kind of leans more in the direction of maybe 24 racers is the default now. Because I'm wondering if what they're designing the actual tracks around. Because I could see whether the entire game's built around 24 players or whether it's still only 12, but they have like modes where you can choose to put on 24 because you don't care about balance as much. Could just be that the biker models weren't finished yet. Like exactly, like that's also perfectly like a valid thing as well, especially because this isn't like a full-on trailer for the game. It's just showing off like, look, the Nintendo Switch 2 has a game. So I wouldn't like anything from this. I wouldn't expect to have super big implications on the actual like direction of the game, but it's fun to speculate. That's what these reveal trailers are for. So I'm very interested to learn more about this because yeah, it's just been so long since we've had a new Mario Kart to get super pumped about. I actually like that. Luxray is saying, I hope Pink Gold Peach is a costume instead of a full character. If they're having 24 racers in a race, that super implies that they're going to need to expand the roster a little bit, just so you're not having the same people every time. So that's exciting. Interested if they'll decide to keep going with the crossover direction some of the Mario Kart 8 DLC had. Very interested how much they'll want to keep the Mario Kart stuff separate from Smash in that direction. But that actually would be really cool if like there was cosmetics where it was like Metal Mario, Gold Mario, or you could get gold or like pink gold like variants of all the characters and you just unlock those over time. That'd be super cool. If multiple people are allowed to pick the same character, it could be funny. What I want to see give every racer at least 24 variants or costumes, and so you have Waluigi only Grand Prix. Also, we already have all 5 babies so far covered. Oh, did people like already see all the babies in the trailer? I hadn't like gone through on like what all the people in the back were, but that's great. Wonder what the change of art style in the Mario franchise will mean for Wario. I don't know if we get a good look at him in this trailer. It'd be cool to have him back to like the kind of like wider like Nintendo 64 look. Hope they perhaps have a return to Virtual Console properly. Only way GameCube would be possible. See, I haven't had as big a problem with them putting their retro games on like a subscription service thing, treating it like Netflix. But I don't know why they wouldn't just also, have a Virtual Console thing. If you want to just own the original Super Mario World forever, give Nintendo $5. There you go. I did like, I would, I guess the reason they wouldn't do that is to push more people into subscription and having to pay that. I guess that would be the incentive. But like, if Nintendo were being good and kind, that would make sense to have both options. Where if you just like to casually like check out the retro games every now and then, the subscription's fine. But like, if you really like these ones and just want to always have them on your Switch and own them as much as you can own a digital game, I would support that. See you, Julian. Hope you had a good time. Yeah. Virtual Console is dead and we need to accept that. That's generally my take, but I wouldn't be opposed to them bringing it back just because I think I'm always in support of more options and everything like that. And yes, just this is very nice, just very, very good to make this clear up front. You're not going to have to replace your game catalog. And I think this is going to be really beneficial for Nintendo overall because there was a little bit of people talking on my Discord on whether the Switch 2 is going to be able to be as big of a hit as the Switch 1. Now that, like, the initial kind of hype of, like, oh, it's both a handheld and a console has worn off, and, like, now there's other options for if you want something that's both portable and, like, you can play on your TV. Like, the Steam Deck has been a huge success. There's other, like, Android handhelds and everything. And whether, it'll be as easy to get everyone on board right away with like immediately buying a Switch 2. So I could see like the first year not having as crazy of sales, but like if all of your Switch 1 games are going to carry over, like there's so many people that are going to wait a couple years and then it'll be like, it's Black Friday, there's a good sale, I'm going to get a Switch 2, and then just keeping your full library of Nintendo games going over. I think that's going to be really good for them. Gonna be real, I don't want Smash Kart, especially after people were saying they want more crossover instead of deeper Mario, DK, Yoshi, Wario universe reps. Yeah, my preference would be, go for the deep, like, Mario and, like, Donkey Kong cuts and everything. Give me King K. Rool. Give me Rambi as a driver or something like that. Like, go wild with, like, just the different Mario characters. I don't hate crossover ones. Like, I would be... If everyone that was in the original Smash Bros. Is also in this game, I would have zero problem with it. If, like, half the roster was from non-Mario games, then that would feel a bit like, okay, well, maybe you should just call it Smash Kart then. Which, who knows, maybe the big, like, reveal trailer for this game is going to be like, oh, we were just showing the Mario characters of this thing. This is actually, like, we're going the whole Nintendo universe. If they fully committed to, like, a racing game that was all Nintendo properties, but based on, like, the Mario Kart engine, that would be interesting. But I hope it's not a weird middle ground of being, like, a lot of crossover, but then not fully committing to Mario. Like, I hope it's either... I hope they have a vision for the game, and they're not just kind of padding it out with, like, characters willy-nilly. It'd be kind of nice to see the Switch 2 have more functionality like internet access and so on to make it have more value to a wider audience. I hope that's the case too. Like, I hope like this one actually gets like Netflix apps and stuff like that. achievements or like better social systems and everything would be really good. I'm very interested to see like what the UI updates and like the actual core software of the console is going to look like, even beyond just the games. Out of curiosity, would you rather Nintendo make a new Smash game on their own without Sakurai, or Smash Ultimate Deluxe on a backwards compatible Switch 2? Oh God. I might be in the like do Smash Bros. Ultimate Deluxe might be my initial gut reaction. It depends on what Sakurai is working on or what Sakurai wants to do. Yeah, it depends on what I guess his vision is. If he gave his blessing to like a new team, or there was like the lead designer was someone he specifically picked to like pass the series off to and do a new one, that would be interesting. But at the same time, I'm also like, man, it'd be really nice to just have all the Smash Bros. Characters in all the stages and keep adding on to that, and also have it be like 4K and stuff. Like, that'd be really nice. Yeah, I'm curious what direction the next Smash is going to be. Themes like 3DS would be nice. I want my Simple Pink theme back. Yeah, that is one thing. I've never been like someone, because every 6 months there's a video essay that talks about how much more soul the Wii U had compared to the Switch, and I'm not super huge on like. Well, it's a valid point of view, but I've never been like super disappointed in the Switch's aesthetic. But I fully admit that it has less personality than some other Nintendo consoles have had, and so it'd be nice if the Switch 2 was both a combo of like a few more like modern features that we kind of expect from like our technology now, plus just a bit more of that Nintendo personality. Like if there's a Miiverse replacement, that would be really, really nice. A Discord connection would be super duper cool. Josh, do you want Ganondorf as a driver in this Mario Kart? I think you could get away with Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Sakurai has already said that if we do get a new Smash after Ultimate, it will almost certainly be a smaller game than Ultimate was. Yes, that's been the line since Ultimate came out. That leaves them a bit of a loophole if they do like an Ultimate Deluxe and just keep adding on to that foundation. But yes, if there's a completely like new Smash game, it would have to be smaller in scope, because they're not gonna like do a new engine or like too big of like a gimmick change and then also bring in all of those characters back. Like that would be way too much work. Personality doesn't matter. You're going to be on the main menu for 30 seconds at most. Yeah, it's not a deal breaker, and that's why it was never a deal breaker for me on the Switch. But Nintendo's really good at some of that personality stuff, and I like that for just like the cohesive like idea of the console as a whole. So yeah, it's not a deal breaker if like the UI winds up just being like a slightly altered like Switch 1, a little bit fancier looking. Like that would be fine. But yeah, it's just one of my hopes is that it's a little bit more personality in there. Would you prefer Ganondorf or Big Pig Ganon? Oh, man. Pig Ganon in this, like, art style, like, with the same kind of, like, look as Bowser does, that'd actually be super cool. I would love that. I would also like to see regular Ganondorf in this art style, but, yeah. Hyrule Champion, thank you for the $2 super chat. Just with the phrase Kirby. Thank you very much, Hyrule Champion. And yes, Kirby would be great. As I said, yeah, anyone in the original Smash Bros. I feel like would be cool as like a rep from another universe like type thing. If there was just like one line on the character select screen, because you have all the different like rows of characters, just one row that's like guest characters, I think that'd be fine. It'd be cool to have like Samus, Captain Falcon. Just seemed a bit unfinished. Instead of having a dark mode option, the Switch had a dedicated themes tab and options. Stuff like that always kind of irked me. Yeah. Nintendo, they have these big ambitious plans, like adding themes to the Switch or adding more multiple gameplay styles to Mario Maker 2, as heavily implied by some menu titles, and then just, nah, never mind. And then, yeah, just the last thing on the, on this, which I watched the, I think the UK version of this ad went up first. So I don't even know which ordering we do in Canada. I'm not getting into the debate over which month the day is earlier is better. I don't care. But I misread this at first and thought that it was February 4th they were doing the Let's Announce All the Games Direct. And I was very excited because that's just like 2.5 weeks away. But unfortunately, it is 2.5 months away. But the Switch 1 launched 2 months, less than 2 months after their Let's Show All the Games Direct. And so a lot of the rumors and the timing of this really seem to imply we're having a June launch for this thing. Which that sounds nice. A summer of Switch 2, I can fuck with that. I brain farted, mistook it for March 2nd. Oh, you cut the distance between the two different possibilities. And yeah, the only other thing is just that they're doing some hand-on events around the world. Closest one for me is Toronto, which is very far, so I don't think I'm going to be doing that unless I get an invite from Nintendo, which I might shoot my shot with a PR email, but they're still mad at me for that 64 things wrong with Splatoon 2, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm very excited. Like, obviously, the main thing I want to know about is what games are we getting for this thing? What's the next 3D Mario? What are we launching with? How powerful it is. Like, all the actual software stuff is like a bit more interesting to me than the hardware. But it's so nice to just, we have a name. We know what it looks like. We know some improvements. It's going to be good. Not every year we get a new Nintendo console. I was still in university the last time we got a new Nintendo console. So, yeah, I'm very, very excited for this. Jish, you're Canadian? I am, yes. Is that it for Canada? I think they might have listed Vancouver too, but that's literally complete opposite side of the country. Completely different coast. Wait, why they get mad about Splatoon? I don't have confirmation of this, but I stopped getting wait. What came out first, Splatoon 2 or Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle? Whichever one of those was the most recent, because both those games, I did 64 Things Wrong episodes with review copies of the game and had the episodes come out like the weekend the games came out. And I stopped getting new review copies shortly after those episodes, and which kind of makes sense because I get why Nintendo wouldn't want their new game coming out to have a video called 64 Things Wrong with this new game we're trying to sell. Review copy provided by Nintendo. So that is my assumption for why Nintendo PR isn't as close with me as they used to be. But so I had to check out of curiosity. Closest to me is in Dallas, but I'm not going all the way to Texas for that. Maybe that should be my plan. Maybe American Nintendo PR will be nicer to me. Hey, Tim. We just basically went through the trailer really slowly. We talked about the bit that looks like it could snap off. I'll talk about this just for one more second. I think these go into the console. I don't think it's a rigid plastic thing that you could like just break off. I'm hoping, because it looks like there's a bit of like an indent around the actual piece. I think those are spring-loaded and they like push in whenever you magnetically connect the Joy-Con. That's what I'm hoping. And as I said this earlier in the stream, I'm not giving Nintendo the benefit of the doubt here because they fucked up with the Switch 1 Joy-Cons with the drift. So they don't have the best track record for silly ways to screw up the Joy-Cons, but I'm hoping that the little just kind of indent around this means that it's like a popping little thing that would make it way, like, I'm sure you could still accidentally find a way to snap that thing. I'm sure people will find a way to break these, but I'm hoping that it's like more that it's spring-loaded so that it's easier to just connect those things, especially because Nintendo seems really intent in this trailer of being like, yeah, you can just slap these things in, or just yank them out, or pop it out halfway. Like, they're really focusing on, like, these are magnetic and we don't really care how you put them in. Yeah, that's my hope. That's really, really my hope. So, okay. We just did... Oh, my God. I've literally been streaming an hour. So, we just did an hour of React content on a 2-minute video. Getting closer and closer to morphing into Asmongold. I'm going to stop bathing any day now. Yeah, we're going to get into Donkey Kong Country Returns. Welcome to YouTube with Open Bar. Kind of wish they went with Nintendo Snap instead of Switch 2. That'd be a cute little name. I understand why they want to be super straightforward, like with this is the Switch 2. It is the next Nintendo Switch. We are not having another Wii U kerfluffle. But yeah, there is some creative possibilities they could have gone with. All right. Is this gonna work for me first try? Just watch out, I see a cockroach. Oh, where? Can't believe I'm saying this. I don't think I'm going to buy this console day one. First time for me in a Nintendo console. Unless the release title is baller, I'll probably wait. Yeah, it'll depend on... There'll be at least one launch title that'll probably convince me. Like, I'm probably going to get this at launch. Like, I know I have a bit of a different incentive being like a Nintendo-based YouTuber. But I'm probably going to be a launch boy. But I very much want to know, like, what the launch titles are and, like, or what the launch window titles are even, to see how that's going to play out. Okay, capture card. Work, please. There we go. Okay, can you guys hear that? The clicking of the menu? Price point is also going to be a big deal, yeah. Okay, you guys can hear the audio. Perfect. Okay, so I haven't even booted this game up yet. And there we go. All right, can you guys hear that? Or is that too low? Could go louder. How about now? Yeah, I'm very curious what the actual price is going to be and how easy they're going to be to get a hold of. I hope it's not a PlayStation 5 situation. Sounds good to me. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, I haven't played this game in a really long time. I know I played it when it originally came out on the Wii, but I remember not being as into it at the time. A lot of the side-scrolling Wii-era platformers I wasn't as into. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Donkey Kong Country Returns. I think just a little bit of motion controls felt a little too gimmicky for me. And so I remember enjoying it, but it was never one I went back to. And then the 3DS port came out, and I think I played half of that while at Screw Attack Gaming Convention 2015, while sick with the con flu. So I don't remember, like, any of that playthrough at all. And other than that, I have not played Donkey Kong Country Returns, even though Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is one of my favorite 2D platformers or side-scrolling platformers ever made. So I'm really interested what I'm going to think of this game, because I haven't played it in forever. Modern mode. In this mode, Donkey Kong has 3 hearts by default, and there's a wider variety of items available for purchase at Cranky Kong's shop. Note, you can't change modes after starting a new game. Original. In this mode, you play with the same rules setting as the Wii version, Donkey Kong Country Returns. Original, I guess? Are we gonna be hardcore gamers? Just hope it's not gonna be like over 500 Canadian. I don't know. With inflation and tech prices and everything, that's... God, yeah, I think my expectation is 500 to 600 Canadian, which is rough. But yeah, just exchange rates and inflation and ugh. I think I'm just gonna go original mode. You know what? Extras. Any options I need to change? Do I need subtitles? Wait, actually... Oh, wait, which one of these do I like? I forget. Does the game have voice act? Well, that was my joke, because I didn't think there'd be a subtitle setting in this game. I forget which controls I default to in Tropical Freeze. Whether I like my rolls on R or... I think I like the alternate ones. We'll try that. Or wait. Okay. All the rumors are saying 400 USD. Oh, God, yeah, that would be like 500, 600, like, probably closer to 600 Canadian. Oof. Yeah, very interested to see what that's going to wind up costing. Oh, no. Not the Kremling replacements. Oh, that was one of the things that turned me off this during the Wii era. I really miss the Kremlings. Now that King K. Rool's been in a few things, like, ever since, like, I don't think it hurts as much, but... Time to start drop shipping Switch 2s to Canada. Look, if there's crazy tariff situations, we're, not to defy the American government, but we might have to get sneaky. Were Nintendo not sure if they had the rights to the Kremlings? That was the rumor for the long... I think this was, like, misinfo spread by YouTubers, was that, yeah, Nintendo didn't have the rights to the Kremlings anymore. But I think they did, and I think it's come out since that Retro just wanted, like, they didn't want to, like, step on Rareware's toes, because it was more, like, artistic respect of, like, well, you guys came up with the Kremlings, we don't want to just take your villains. We'll do our own, like, spin on things while we're homaging your games. I think some Retro Studios people have said that in, like, recent years. Also, this is still one of the funnier Nintendo game openings of Donkey Kong being too stupid to be hypnotized. Get out of here. I got some monkeying to do. You know what? It is. I think it is the other. I think it is the other control scheme that I usually use. Okay. Will this feel better? There we go. Okay. Switch 2 seems like it'll be successful, I hope. I think it, unless there's a really big problem with it, I think Nintendo, I think they're in a good spot. Wait, maybe it is. I hate whenever you keep going back and forth on, like, what you have muscle memory for. I can't figure out which way I'd prefer to. I think, yeah, I like rolling with the trigger buttons. Yeah, okay. Successful. Yeah, they're going to rename it to the Switch U. That's what the April Direct is for. They're going to pivot. Okay. We're learning how to blow, everybody. Well, not blow everybody. Just as many people as we can. Oh, nice, Frets. Wait, shit. Oh, yeah, you need to have Diddy Kong to keep permanently rolling. That's how it works. Okay. Wait, it saved my puzzle pieces, right? Yes, okay. Good to know. Excuse me. Why did they take all my nanas? Usually it's just the crocodile that does that to me. Diddy is in jail. Yeah, we should probably keep him there. Oh. Like anything if I get all these? Oh, I do. Okay. forgot like how hard they went on the original Donkey Kong Country music for this opening. I'm so used to Tropical Freeze, which I absolutely love that game. You think Subspace Emissary might have had any influence on Nintendo's decision to make another Donkey Kong Country? Maybe. What? This came out in 2009 or 2010? Because Brawl was 2008, so it might have. They might be a bit too close together to have had like a direct influence. I can't remember if Nintendo asked Retro to make a new Donkey Kong Country or if Retro asked Nintendo if they could make a new Donkey Kong Country. I forget what the story is behind who came to who. Oh, it's 2010? Okay, maybe there was a bit of a... That could have been a bit of the inspiration. Woo! I fell in the monkey temple. Not again. Do. Nice. Okay. What if they called it the Nintendo bun and the Joy-Cons were the ears and the system hops? Oh, that would actually be cute. That was actually, oh my god. That was one of the best things about when the Switch 1 got revealed, was everyone immediately made it, the Nintendo Switch, like, the two Joy-Cons and the controller together, they turned that into a dog. And, like, that was, like, the dog's facing the little, like, out of sync, like, eyes and everything. I was super cute. So I like the Nintendo Switch 2 being a little bunny. Yeah, see, now we know how to roll. The answer was Diddy Kong. Wait, I'm missing 3? Wait, I'm missing 2 puzzle pieces? Wow. The 100% run is over. Josh, was last stream a freebie with a close enough guess for the light arrows? I just want to know. Yeah, I'd say I'd give you that one. Gerudo Training Ground is like technically in Gerudo Fortress. Woof that font for the puzzle pieces. This definitely feels a little bit more of like, oh, this is a port. This is not a remake. And they've done a bit more like polished work on some of the remasters. But these are the last few months of the Switch 1's life. I'm a bit more... I mean, actually, nah, they're charging the full price for this. That's totally fair to complain about. Would Ice Cavern count as close enough? My next guess was Zora Fountain. I'm not foreshadowing. I don't know if I'd call that one a freebie. I think it's because Gerudo Training Ground is like literally inside Gerudo Fortress, so it's like on some level it counts, but like adjacent, then you're adjacent. You get like half points or something for that. Know you made a good sandwich when it barely closes. Ooh, that's the good stuff. Do you think Switch 2 will have exclusive consoles on Nintendo Switch Online as an incentive to level up? I think so, yeah. I could see DS and... I'm interested if they're gonna do GameCube on Nintendo Switch Online. Because a lot of the GameCube games, they've just been porting or remaking. And they've been able to get away with it because it's like a modern enough console that if you just put it in HD, like it's kind of fine. But I would really like to see like a GameCube Nintendo Switch Online type setup. But I'm curious because like other than the DS and GameCube, maybe Wii. I don't know what else you could add that's not already on the Switch one. GameCube ISOs are kind of beefy to just slap a bunch of them on Nintendo Switch Online. That's the other thing is they'd have to be like, oh, I choose to download this game. You can't just have all the ROMs available in the app and you just pick which one, whatever. Yeah, once you start getting into the disc-based systems, that's when things start getting a little sketchy with that. Actually though, Virtual Boy Nintendo Switch Online I would super respect that. Just for, like, having all of Nintendo's history in, like, one spot, officially. Oh, shit! Oh, I missed that just barely. The music was so sad. Wait, can I just go back up and try again? No! They hate me. They hate me. Disc-based system or Famicom disc system? There, that's the Nintendo Switch Online. Exclusive one. Guess Wii is getting old enough to constitute a virtual console treatment. I just think that would be good because, like, the Joy-Cons, you can just, like, do all the motion control stuff better than the Wii ever could. Oops. Nintendo doesn't do GameCube because they refuse to give us a Melee online option out of spite. Oh, man, like, Nintendo, you'd get a lot of subs if you did that, though. Or even just sold them as, like, a virtual console thing. What about Wii U 3DS on Nintendo Switch Online? Maybe 3DS? That would be, it would be kind of wild. 3DS feels a bit too recent, but it would be cool if they did that. Wii U, like, I think the fact that 99% of the like Wii U games they would port are already just on the Switch. I don't think that would I don't think there'd be much incentive there. It'd be funny for the memes though. I specifically want to play the Wii U version. I really am jonesing for Star Fox Zero. Kind of want to see another competitor console, maybe TurboGrafx 16 PC Engine. That would be cool. Or yeah, if they're still playing really nice with Sega, like get the Sega Saturn or like Sega CD or something. The Dreamcast? Oh my god, if they got the deal for that. Odd the Master System isn't on there. Yeah, fill out some holes in, like, Sega's side of things as well. I would fully support if Nintendo wants to invest some money into making Nintendo Switch Online a bit more, like, video game history in general and not just, like, Nintendo history. Like, obviously, it's going to have a bit more Nintendo focus, but... Wait, what? Why is my... Restream? What are you doing? What the hell? Okay. My chat stopped working for a second. Oh, it's because Christina showed up and broke all my chat. I can't believe it. This always happens. Josh Tendo is the greatest console there will ever be. I'm sorry, Diddy. I can't be seen with you anymore in public. Wait. Someone say... Is my chat updating on my end? Wait. Okay, now it's working. Beautiful. Cranky Kong shop. What's that old bastard up to? Damn, the font choices in this game are interesting. Just that doesn't seem like a Donkey Kong font. Josh, how do you feel about Rayman 2 and 3? I would adore if those games got brought to the Switch, especially after Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I haven't played 3. Rayman 2 is really interesting. It's been a long, long time since I played it, but I remember enjoying the PC version of it. Is that the only way to unlock those locked things? Or is there, like, secret exits to get there? If everyone on YouTube hits the like button, I bet Josh will say that's really freaking clever. I can neither confirm or deny these rumors. There's only one way to find out. I actually had a songwriting issue recently because so in Hippie Pop, I allowed myself exactly one reference to the channel name. In Painless Day, one of the lyrics is, have you ever had, or for the last verse, it's, have you ever had a painless day? Thought I was clever every time I hit away. And that's my one little reference to the YouTube channel in that lyric. But, so I'm writing a new song for an upcoming, for the musical I've kind of been picking away at. And there's a line in it where the phrase, really freaking clever, like, actually meters out and fits really, really well. But I absolutely can't do it because it's using the phrase would be too obvious of an Easter egg, and especially for, like, what the song's supposed to be doing emotionally. So I absolutely cannot, like, use the phrase really freaking clever in the song. But as I'm writing it and trying to, like, figure out a different phrase, really freaking clever keeps coming into my head, and that's what I end up singing. And I'm like, fuck, no, that can't be the lyric, even though it fits and it rhymes and everything. That can't be the lyric for this bit. It just won't work. But because it's a phrase that obviously I know, it just keeps popping into my head when I'm trying to figure out that section of the song. God, like, all of the Donkey Kong Country games are good. Like, I like a lot of different things about their level designs. Like, minecart levels, obviously, and like, just a lot of good things to praise. But God, the barrel sections are so good. I was gonna say more games should rip that off. But we were talking about Subspace Emissary earlier, and that does rip that off. Rambi! Rhombus! My boy! Tropical Freeze is like, hey, we added water back in. Wait, is there actually, like, no swimming in this game? That's actually nuts. Well, maybe they specifically saved that for a sequel. They're like, that'll be the big drawback, beyond any of, like, the other new stuff, is that we'll be able to use aquatic ambience again. Like, how do you make Donkey Kong Country Returns and you don't do they use aquatic ambience for, like, a non-water level or something? Never actually played Donkey Kong Country 2 or 3, and I've only played the Game Boy Color port of the original Donkey Kong Country. Ooh, I'd super recommend the Super Nintendo versions of all of that trilogy. They're all really, really good games. Fuck. Just immediately gone. Tropical Freeze at aquatic ambience for 2 seconds before switching to something else. I feel like aquatic ambience. I feel like Tropical Freeze, they'd gotten returns out of the way, so I feel like they were trying to get, like the hook with Tropical Freeze wasn't, oh, we're getting some of David Wise's songs back. It was, oh, we got David Wise to do new music. And they're trying to, like, really put a bit more, like, individual identity into it. Whereas I feel like this is a bit more of a, like, new Super Mario Bros. Style, like, new Donkey Kong Country. Tried Diddy's Conquest. I didn't enjoy it much. Yeah, DKC 2, I really, really like that game. It can be a tricky one. I did not actually know that One Direction did not actually win their season of X Factor until this hour on this day. Me neither, actually. I just assumed they would have, like, they won their season. Did they get, like, second or at least, like, place high? Because, like, Simon Cowell was, like, their original producer or something. So wasn't it, like, they were on the show, and he was like, I'd like to represent you. Like, you guys are so good. So I can see that, like, even if they didn't win, like, he was still like, oh, this could be a big thing. Without winning, like, the actual, like, full-on competition. But I would have just assumed that they were the winners. Like, I thought that was part of the story. Man, these bird enemies are, like, look so depressed, and they're just walking slow with their heads down. I feel bad about stomping on them. Now these guys, they're so happy that it's a joy to kill them. Did not care for One Direction. I didn't at the time, because just, I was very much into, like, exclusively classic rock whenever they were in their heyday. But, I'm man enough to admit they got some bangers. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair makes me touch myself. I mean, that's not the lyric. Actually, one of my oh, I wasn't supposed to go in that barrel. Oops. What does collecting the Kong emblems do? I forget exactly what they do in this game. I think it's an extra life, or do they unlock something in this one? Actually, one of my fondest memories. Well, I guess not just memories. I still hang out with him, but my good friend Jacob is lovely, lovely man, and one of my favorite memories with him is driving down the highway full speed and screaming out the lyrics of that song together because it was just blasting from the radio. And he's driving, and I'm recording a video of I don't think I have this video anymore, but I was recording us in the passenger seat. And so we're both just going like, you don't know you're beautiful, oh, oh. And then I just blurt out, Jacob's mom is beautiful. And he's like, hey! It still makes me laugh just thinking about how immediately he stopped singing and was like, hey, wait a minute. Stop, I hate that song, God. I'm sorry. What can I say? His mother was beautiful. Oh, the Kong letters are for challenge levels in this one, too. I thought that, or that's how it works in Tropical Freeze as well. That's what I was associating that with. But. Problem with all these boy bands is that they're so indistinguishable. Like the boys within the band, or like it's hard to distinguish one boy band from another. Because I was gonna say that I don't know if we have. Is there like other British or like boy bands at the moment that aren't K-pop? I know K-pop like groups are really, really big at the moment. That's what I need to do. Start a boy band. To answer your question, they got third. Also, they all auditioned as individuals and were put together as part of the show. Wait, I didn't even know that part. I assumed that they that they auditioned as a group together, and just that it was that was part of the appeal. It was like, oh, these boys are real, have great singing voices together. But that's interesting if they were put together, if they all joined as individuals. Oh no. I guess I'll just have to whack this big thing into the ground. My favorite. Jish leading a boy band, that's hype. I think we'd have to call it a man band now. I feel like I'm too old. Although I guess a man band is just a band. A bunch of grown dudes making music together is just a band, I suppose. Oh no, we're turning towards the camera. That's scary. Da 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 da. Okay, we made it. Damn, first try. Josh, you seen Finizen and Palafin, Josh? What are your thoughts on the dolphin and Superman dolphin? Are those Pokemon? I have no idea what you're referring to. Be the first person to be a producer and agent of a grandpa band. I can't even do that. Haley Williams beat me to the punch. Yeah, that was a news story the last week. So Haley Williams, the front lady for Paramore, apparently her grandpa recorded like a dad rock, like at the time it was just rock album in the 70s that he never released. And because he's Haley Williams' grandpa, Haley Williams was able to like, hey, do you want my record company to like put this out? It's just a nice gesture for him. I want to listen to that album because I saw that headline and read the article. It was really, really cool. Gen 9, they're from Scarlet and Violet. Oh, well, as we've discussed on this stream, that might be why I haven't seen those Pokemon. After beating the boss, don't go for the Tiki for a surprise. Okay. Muggley's Mound. Ew. Ooh. So what animal is this guy supposed to be? Like all the other, like, so we have the Tiki guys, and then every other like thing is like an actual animal. And this guy's like a spiky lizard pig thing. King Hippo's persona. Come at me, bro. No! Oops. The little sneak back into place is cute. Oh, well. I guess I'll just lose my friend. There we go. Cute. Wait, so don't hit him for an Easter egg? What? Did I just get jump scared? Found that by accident on my replay in 2023. Like, did Did anything change? Or like he's still beaten, right? That's scary. Checking Discord after beating one of the bosses and it happened. I mean, I guess that's better than the boss fight restarting. Cute. Cute. Poppin' planks. All right. Took Nintendo way too long to port this game. Yeah, it was a surprising choice to get a port like this late in the Switch's life cycle. But I guess it also like kind of works as just like, well, we need something in January. And this is a game that you couldn't play on the Wii U or can't already play on the Switch. Is this a thing? Oh, there we go. They need a filler after the Switch 2 delay. Yeah, yeah. And honestly, there is also a rumor that we're getting one last Switch 1 direct in February, which makes sense because there does need to be a little bit of a period of crossover, right? Because, like, we all complained a lot that, like, it took, I think, 2 years or, like, a year and a half for them to stop making 3DS releases. After the Switch came out. And so I imagine, like, there is probably still going to be a bunch of Switch 1 games coming out this year, even after the Switch 2 releases, because just they'll also work on the Switch 2. So, like, Nintendo's not cannibalizing themselves. But if there was ever a time to finally get the Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD ports, it would be for them to come out as these are Switch 1 games, but of course they'll work on your Switch 2, and they'll even be in 4K on your Switch 2 or something like that. So yeah, I'm interested, like what the remaining year we probably have of the Switch 1 is gonna be. Oh, you just wait. Wait a minute. Guys. There we go. Josh, did you ever play DK Jungle Beat? That is one I haven't gotten a chance to play yet. I wonder how hard it is to get a good pair of DK bongos. Oh yeah, you need to jump on them once and then you can do that. Okay. What I want to know is if you'll be able to play digital Switch 1 games on the Switch 2, because they fucked that one up somehow. Hoo boy. Confirmed today, all your digital games go over to the Switch 2. They specifically made note of that in the presentation. There's a little line about there might be some Switch 1 games that won't apply to, but we're assuming that means like just like the Nintendo Labo, the like Ring Fit, just the ones that wouldn't work with the new size of Joy-Cons, is what people are thinking that means. Unless Nintendo's being like super extra, like beyond stupid. Well, I don't know if these bananas are hygienic, but wait. Oh. Wait, how's I supposed to get all those jumps? Definitive way to play Jungle Beat is just emulate the Wii version on Dolphin and play in HD with an actual controller. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like if I could buy like the Donkey Kongas, and then plug them into like my computer for the emulators and everything. Something like mixed breed games wouldn't be terrible. That's a funny way to phrase that, but I get what you mean, yeah. Which, like, that's kind of what I'm hoping, like, Metroid Prime 4 is. I'm interested, like, how much of just an automatic boost, like if I play Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch 2, is it just going to be, like, a rock-steady 30 frames a second? Or is it going to be, like, all the way up to, like, 60 frames a second? Or is it going to, like, automatically get a higher resolution? Or, like, Metroid Prime 4, can they put in, like, a bit of extra work so if you play it on Switch 2, like, it actually has, like, a higher graphical setting than the Switch 1, and it can just automatically detect that? Like, those are all the details. It'll be very interesting to hear how they figure that out. Because Sony and Microsoft have done it a little bit differently, where, like, Sony, on the PlayStation 5, you can, like, look up like, oh, I can download the PS4 version, or oh, I can download the PS5 version. You kind of have like a choice, but you might have like doubled up stuff in your library. Whereas Xbox just has like every game will automatically give you the highest, best powered version of it possible, depending on what console you're playing your stuff on. Maybe they'll let you choose graphics or performance options, like you can have a consistent 30 frames a second at 1440p or 4K, or maybe 1080p at 60 FPS. That would be interesting to see Nintendo catching on to the industry trend of letting console games have that like one graphic toggle of like, do you prioritize performance or resolution and graphics? That'd be interesting to see how Nintendo would do that, because they're very much like, this is the game exactly as we envision it and everything. So I'm curious if they would allow that choice, but I think that'd be cool. Switch 2 hardware has been compared to PS4, right? So I'm not a super tech-heavy guy, and again, would all be from like what is just people know about the internals from like the where they make them in like China and Taiwan and stuff like that. But I believe the way that Digital Foundry, who I usually trust for tech stuff, described it, is that on like a pure power level, it's about level with a PS4 Pro, but with a few of the newer next-gen technology improvements that the Xbox Series X and the PS5 were able to get, namely being much faster SSD memory, is supposed to be part of the deal. So loading will just be way faster than even the PS4 Pro was able to do. And also resolution scaling with, gonna say the dirty word, AI. Not the AI that ChatGPT does, but like a different graphics AI thing that's becoming more popular, where the game's like technically running at like 720p, but they're able to upscale it to like 1080p or 4K. Just using that technology without it being as difficult to run as naturally rendering it at that thing. Yeah, Switch 2 has NVIDIA DLSS, so it's NVIDIA's version of that technology. And so those are two like very next-gen features that will make it like feel smoother than a PS4 Pro even would at the moment. So all of that combined with the fact that Nintendo's really good at taking advantage of whatever hardware they're using, and on a pure power basis, so we can and yes, so they're all comparing it to the PS4 Pro is a bit tricky because because it's also portable, there's different considerations than like if it was just line in line with the PS4 Pro. But I think the thing that's like, I think that's a good PS4 Pro with a few handheld caveats, but also a few next-gen improvements the PS4 Pro isn't capable of having. I think that's a decent way to look at it. And then also keep in mind, on a pure power level, the Switch 2 is like literally 9 to 10 times more powerful than the Switch 1. Like, it is that, comparing it to the actual hardware that like this game right now is running on and everything, Switch 2 is a huge leap forward. So any Switch 1 game should run like an absolute dream on the Switch 2. Like, the power differential there is kind of nuts for a generation leap. Considering Nintendo is like the company that put out the Wii, which was 1 1/4 GameCubes, like, taped together or whatever it was. This year is Mario's 40th anniversary, so there might be a cool launch title for the Switch 2, especially since Koei Tecmo says they have another game in dev alongside Dynasty Warriors Origin. We might get Mario Warriors. Holy shit, a Mario Warriors style game would be... That'd be really interesting to see how they would do that. I would be so down for it. But yes, I think they're super gonna lean into the... Fuck, I keep hitting the middle one. I think they're super going to lean into this is the 40th anniversary of Mario for a lot of the Switch 2 launch games. Both like Mario Kart, and they have to have a new 3D Mario coming like this year. Like, that just has to be the case, I feel like. So yeah, I feel they're definitely going to lean into the 40th anniversary stuff for that. Some Switch 1 games may struggle on Switch 2 if they're not optimized properly. Yeah, so that's why I say, like, in theory, like, any Switch 1 game should run well on the Switch 2. Like, something has to have gone wrong for that to not be the case with just how much more power it has. Or there needs to be, like there's literally some, like, software bottleneck happening. I'll just be happy if they bring back Mario 35 and let it be permanent this time. That would be nice, actually, bringing that back and keeping it around. With the power of the Switch 2, we are able to add 5 whole new players to Mario 35. God, that's making me feel old, though, that it's already been 5 years since all the, like... talking about, like, what are they doing for the 35th anniversary? Wait, this 35th anniversary game isn't even going to be available forever? What? And neither is the 35th anniversary 3D collection? What? I was a little disappointed when Nintendo called the Switch successor the Switch 2. In fact, I'm going to go a little conspiracy theory here. It's a sign of things to come. Since Nintendo got lazy with the console name and did what Sony did, it makes me believe that Nintendo might continue to keep doing the greedy shit that some other companies do, since Nintendo has already been getting less consumer-friendly post-Iwata and Reggie era. I think that's getting a... I don't completely blame you for being a bit nervous, but I think that's a little bit too conspiratorial. I think it's probably more likely is that Nintendo got really fucking scared by the Wii U just being a clusterfuck, and I don't think it's an indication that, like, oh, now they're gonna automatically become more like Sony. I think it's just a stone cold fact that, like, the PlayStation 2 sold like crack, and the Nintendo Switch sold like crack, and Nintendo would really like a console that sells like double crack. So I think it's more a case of just they really want people to know this is like the next Switch. It's not an incremental upgrade. It's not a tiny thing. And I think, especially given how much it looks like a Switch, and that usually Nintendo does have like a big gimmicky thing to stand out their console generations, I think there was a lot of incentive to just be as clear as possible with the naming of it. So, again, I don't completely blame you for being nervous because, yeah, it is a bit more of a traditional video game publisher thing to do, and traditional video game publishers are a bit on the ropes lately, so I understand being a bit nervous about that. But I think there is enough, like, of a good incentive there for the Switch 2 name for it to not immediately necessarily be, like, a dire thing. Cause I really liked the kind of nostalgia factor of calling it the Super Nintendo Switch. But then I think that gets a bit too close to the. So is this like the new console generation starting? Is this the Nintendo Switch Pro that kept getting rumored for a while? Cause I don't know if there was ever like a big news story about this. But it kind of seems to be the case that Nintendo was originally planning for there to be some kind of Switch Pro, and then just COVID and graphics card shortages happening at the same time led them to say, fuck it, all we can buy easily at the moment is OLED screens. The new Switch is just OLED instead of any actual like power upgrade. That's like the big kind of behind the scenes like rumors that have kind of happened with that. So I think they were kind of worried about that as well. Could have called it the Super Switch, but then its initials would have been the SS. Oh yeah, that might not be a good look. Hopeful they called the Switch 2 in the announcement to generate buzz and get news outlets talking about a new console without any confusion what it is, and then during the Direct they revealed a real unique name. I don't. I think they showed it off a bit too much. If it had just been like a teaser of like, we're gonna fully announce this in like April and like just a few like quick teases, but the fact they like showed off the body and like all the physical differences and like had the giant 2 like drop down and showed the 2 like on the dock and like on the back of the console, yeah, that would be, like, really 4D chess to also... Like, it would be a plot twist to have a name change at this point. Yeah, I think they showed a bit too much and kind of, like, committed to, like, this is the Switch 2. To, Like, I think changing the name after this, that would, like, just wind up confusing people. Like, wait, what happened to the Switch 2? Oh, it is the new Super Nintendo Switch? Like, I think they don't want anyone like confused or having to have like too long of a conversation about like, wait, what is this? But I that would be like kind of a sly Nintendo thing to have a plot twist of what your console's actually named. And I do understand that like it has been a thing that all the consoles have been pretty uniquely named so far. So, like, kind of hoping for some kind of creative naming scheme. But now that we do know that it's the Nintendo Switch 2, now we can finally start the discourse. What are they going to call the next console? Do they go with Nintendo Switch 3? Will we have a new gimmick by that point? That actually will be very interesting. What is the state of the games industry going to be? Not from an actual, like, there's no way we can actually make any determinations or solid guesses at the moment, but it's a good, like, future speculation. What does the world look like 10 years from now type thing of, like, what's the games industry gonna look like whenever we get the Switch 3? Oh, that's the other thing. There's we keep using the Wii U as an example of like you don't want to confuse people with your console names, but Xbox might actually be informing that decision more than anything else. Because I still feel like like you have to explain to people what the difference is between an Xbox Series X and an Xbox Series S and an Xbox One X. Though we are forgetting the 3DS, which was just 3D DS. That's true. I actually remember, though. I remember it feeling kind of weird whenever they announced the 3DS. It was like, wait, is this like an add-on or like? And then they, but I think Reggie and them made it clear in the announcement thing that it was like, no, this is like the full-on next-gen handheld from Nintendo. Xbox names are just, yup. Man, it's, so I have an Xbox Series X, and disclaimer, it was given to me before launch by Xbox. I really like a lot of things about that console. I still think the UI and how it handles backwards compatibility and like your games library is like much better than the PlayStation 5. The problem is just that it's a Wii U situation of, yeah, it's sold like absolute dog shit. I think there was stats going out for Marvel Rivals, because that's like a big shooter that just came out, multi-platform. And I think it was like 50 million players on PC, 25 million on PlayStation 5, and 2.5 million on Xbox consoles. And that is like a ridiculous gap between direct competitors for PlayStation and the Xbox. So I like the Xbox Series X as a piece of hardware and like as a piece of software, but as an actual like console for people to buy, I would never recommend someone like buy one compared to a PS5. Yeah, it's not a bad console. There's just no exclusives. And like before there was no exclusives because it was either they were on Xbox and PC, but now like Xbox seems to be fully committing to putting their releases on everything. And the big thing that was going around today, an insider was saying that the publisher that they've heard that is going to have the most games available on the Switch 2 in the launch window is actually going to be Microsoft, porting all the stuff that they just have available on like their other stuff at the moment. Hey, Lemon Pringles. Donkey Kong. Wait, did I miss? Okay, no, I didn't. The way you phrased that, or was like, have I had the wrong name, or have I misspelled this in my stream title for the last 2 hours? Xbox console sales are down like 50% last I saw. Yeah, it's pretty dire for Microsoft. They are... I don't know if they're going to give up on making hardware right away, but I think they are essentially becoming like a third-party developer where just their hardware is going to be a living room PC. Oh, yeah, the barrel, or the jet barrel levels. I forgot these are in this. Da, da, da. And they're awesome theme music. Oh, there's not just a... I want that puzzle piece. If it's that early. Okay, Luxray, you absolutely cannot be telling me if I've missed letters. There's going to be a lot of missed collectibles in this game. I'm not doing the 100% playthrough. I say as I restart the level to re-get that puzzle piece, but just because it was so early. Excuse me. I am not for eating. Really want Xbox to drop out of the console race and for Valve to take over. Valve's doing pretty good. I would like to see them take another swing at living room PCs. Because they did Steam machines for a bit, but like now that they have like Steam OS and the Steam Deck is like... I don't know a single person that has a Steam Deck that is like... doesn't have it as one of their favorite things to game on. I think it's going to be a while before I'm able to justify getting one, because I got to upgrade my graphics card this year, and Switch 2, that is rest in peace my wallet. But yeah, just Valve seems to be really killing it lately. Gotta be honest, I despise these jet barrel levels. Oh yeah, they're a little bit gimmicky. I just like this dumb attack helicopter style of gaming. Or what was that old like Flash game where you'd click and hold down the mouse button and that was how you flew the helicopter through like the green tunnels? Jetpack Joyride's like the same thing, but there was like a Flash game like 10 years earlier that like pops into my head for this. But yes, Jetpack Joyride is like the exact same style. Josh, will you be trying Reforge? It's being made by 4J Studios, who actually made the Rareware Xbox ports like Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie. Ooh. I hadn't heard of that before, but I might have to check that out. Oh, Flappy Bird. That should have been my go-to example. What a game. What a game. Terrified of whatever the Switch 2's price will be. I'm guessing at least $700, including all the accessories. Are you talking Canadian or American? I hope it's not $700 American, because then it's going to be $1,000 Canadian. I think the rumor at the moment, but pricing is one of those things that they could change very last minute, especially with like tariffs or like if inflation gets worse or anything like that. There's a lot of stuff that could change the pricing. But I think the rumor is that they want 400 US, which would be like 600 Canadian. Then, yeah, you got to add in, like, if there's, like, a new Pro controller that's worth getting. I hope the Switch 1 Pro controller stays being viable. But I'm also interested to see, like, what improvements the Switch 2 Pro controller would have. Yeah, I'm interested to see where things wind up settling. Ooh, there we go. Oh, wow, I haven't heard the name Stampy Longnose in a long time. Please tell me Stampy Longnose has never had, like, a big controversy or anything. I solely know him as being, like, just the most wholesome, like, Minecraft YouTuber. Of just like, oh, hello, everybody. Today on my world. And, like, so many Minecraft YouTubers just do not know how to not be terrible people, it seems like. So I hope Stampy's still a good one. He committed genocide and created 5 diseases? Oh, well, compared to most reasons people get canceled online, that doesn't seem too bad. That's much better than the Minecraft YouTuber that committed five genocides and created 1 disease. Okay, no, I can't just roll through. Why didn't I get the pig? That was the checkpoint. I should have gotten that first. Wasn't that Dream? Well, Dream's one of like the main people that pops in my head for controversial like Minecraft YouTubers, but I think there's just a lot of them. Like, I think you could like dozens. Okay, you guys need to chill it with the cannon fire. Now the checkpoint has got him. Now we can do that. Wowie zowie. Bye, Diddy. Have fun in jail. Are all Donkey Kong playthroughs like just ruined forever now? Too many obvious Diddy jokes to make. Speaking of Minecraft YouTubers. Hey, V-Mon. Ooh, I hope you feel better soon. That's a spicy temperature. Right into that one. Just right into it. P. Diddy, known for his famous Minecraft YouTube Let's Play, is arrested for a very long list of TOS crimes. I feel like there's a bit to do there where you... I don't know enough about like early hip-hop history to be able to do the bit where I just compare like all of the stuff with Tupac and Biggie and everything to like Minecraft drama. There's some kind of bit to be made there. Oh my god. Donkey Kong Country returns to 2D Sonic, but slower? One could even say a 2D Sonic, but better. If they were being real spicy. If they didn't care what Twitter said. Oof. That sounds like that norovirus. I was reading a thing, or it was just... Yeah, an article got recommended to me. It's like, what is the norovirus? The thing that's going around. And I was like, wait, what? I'm nervous about any new viruses that they say are going around or pandemics or anything. And so I read that. I was like, so norovirus, it's the stomach flu. Specifically, it's the stomach flu if you're shooting out both ends. And it was like a very professional looking article. And that was just how they opened it. It was like, norovirus is whenever you gotta poop and puke at the same time. I was like, okay, I've had that. I never want to have that again. Hey, Blader. How's it going? The Nora Jones virus will kill you with soothing melodies. There's all these variants these days. Give you 500 cash that the government doesn't have to know about if you take it from me. Well, you know what? I got the Switch 2 and a graphics card I need to save up for. So I'll tank the norovirus if it's for 500 bucks. World's worst donation incentive for a stream. Give me 500 bucks and I'll get the norovirus. Oh no! He just killed Jack Sparrow. Oops. No, this is my least favorite genre of hentai. I thought that was a Diddy barrel, and so I thought I'd be able to, like, hover down. Not quite. Make Jish play for money some incredibly cryptic 90s point-and-click game on stream. What? Oh, God. I don't even know what's a niche point-and-click from the 90s. Like Gabriel Knight 6? Is there a Gabriel Knight 6? Sounds like a Mr. Beast video. I gave 200 people the norovirus, and each one that lives gets $500. See, I was already like, if you're, don't want to get too gross with this, but if you're already like passing stuff out both ends, I was gonna say I don't think it gets much worse than that. But I think if you're passing stuff out both ends, and then you have Mr. Beast's dead-eyed smile coming up at you, like, so how are you feeling about this challenge? You think you're gonna win it? That's the worst possible bathroom situation. Kirandia series. Love to see just do the catacombs from the first one, no map. Oh no. Me and no map games. We love each other. Why are tentacles ribbed? Well, it's not for my pleasure, so it must be for his. Oh, there we go. This level is terrifying. We're not a fan of the Kraken. Especially when he wants to crack on my spine. Oh, yeah, this level. I'm liking the music here. Oh, that's the... Okay. Have you seen FNAF in real time, Josh? I've heard of it. I think I get the gist of it. They're literally like you have to play it for 6 whole hours to survive a night. Josh, are you a Diddy or a donkey? I mean, honestly, Dixie's probably my favorite of the Donkey Kong Country Kongs, so, uh-oh. Might have to whip out the HRT. Get behind this! Oy. Oh, Dixie, you're really freaky. I try. Oh! I'd been assuming that Five Nights at Freddy's in real time was like a ridiculous challenge game. I thought it was like a meme game where someone had just extended like Five Nights at Freddy's, that you had to do it for like 6 straight hours. That like your shift was an actual full real-time shift. I thought it was like a meme game to like torment streamers with. But if it's actually like a project just where like they actually move on the cameras and everything, instead of it being like kind of just the puzzle, like there's preset locations they're in, and if they're in this location, you get this view type thing. That's interesting. That's cool. Pig, you should find a safer place to be. That's my request for a Mario Kart 9 character. The checkpoint pigs from the Retro Studios Donkey Kong games. Oops. I should have kept rolling. I jumped at the last second. Mario Kart 9, bring back Double Dash. That would have been extra hype. If they didn't, they don't even announce the name of the game, but just in all that footage, there was 2 racers on every cart, and they don't say anything about it. That would have been, people would have been so crazy. Double Dash is as an extra mode would be sweet. That would be super cool. Just like, oh yeah, you can do a co-op, someone could just do the things on the back. Like, I don't know how that would benefit you if you were just playing it single player, but if they wanted to add, like, you could just co-op the same cart thing and do Double Dash as, like, an optional mode, that would, that'd be dope. Vmon, thank you for the 67 months with Twitch Prime. Super appreciate it. All right, Krabby Boss time. This music remains a banger. This should honestly be my pre-show music, and it's just hypnotizing you guys. You will watch the entire stream. Do you wonder why they chose specifically Mario Kart for the reveal? Probably because of the numbers Mario Kart 8 is pulling. I think it's that. It's the combo of, like, Mario Kart 8 is, like, one of the best-selling video games ever. Like, it just has done phenomenally. But Mario Kart, like, Mario Kart might be, like, the most well-known video game. Like, just for any normie, like, you show them Mario Kart and they're gonna be able to, like, play it, or will have at least played, like, Mario Kart 64 once in their life and, like, understand the gist of it. So I think it's a really good, like, oh, you want the, like, there's a new Mario Kart on the new system type thing. And, like, a lot of people, like, there's a lot of normie people. Normie feels like such a weird term to use, but, like, there's a lot of average people or people that just, like, randomly own a Switch that they're not immediately going to go out of their way to, like, buy a Switch 2 immediately because it has a new Mario Kart, but they're going to keep that in the back of their head. It's like, oh, I like Mario Kart. There's a new Mario Kart. Maybe I'll wind up getting one of these days. So yeah, I truly think, like, just from, like, college parties alone, Mario Kart's got to be one of, like, the most played like, video games out there. So I think it was a good one to, like, get people excited. I could have said Super Mario Kart, Blighter. Although that game makes me sick. So maybe I shouldn't have. Or maybe I wouldn't say that. Wait, is this like... No! I wanted the heart! I wanted the heart! Okay, I knew there was more to this fight than just the three of them individually. Yeah, we're a whiles away from a new... those assholes. We're a whiles away from, like, a new, like, mainline Zelda, I feel like. So, yeah, I wasn't expecting a new Zelda game at this. I feel like the new 3D Mario will be really good for, like, the big software reveal. Is, like, a good place to hold that. Just got greedy and paid for it. Yup. It's just the way she goes. Why wasn't he flipping before? Yeah, keep dancing, you bastards. Ah, there we go. Dude. These rolls. Does it have to be under the box? Okay. Yeah, buddy. Wait, what? Does ground pounding just do this way easier than rolling into them? Ah, God. Damn it. Damn it. I'm stuck inside them now. No! Shit. Get that heart. Damn it! Ah, okay, I need to get all 3 in a row. Shit! Oh my God! I need to get the right arc on that. Okay. There we go. Okay. Is that it? Is that good? I think they are deceased. Okay, this time we're punching the tiki dude in the face. Well, I guess 3 tiki dudes in the face. Wait! Did I press the button too quick and it didn't even let me do the bow 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 bow? Well, that sucks. That's so anticlimactic. Aw. Well. What can you do? What can you do? Do 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 do. Ruins. Ooh. All right, I think I'm gonna do 1 or 2 more levels and then start wrapping up. Yeah, it's just gonna be a bit of a shorter stream today since I'm playing something that's not a randomizer that won't force me to stay up until midnight again. But again, so tomorrow, I hope people are excited. We're doing we're gonna be doing a Zelda randomizer and like a full randomizer and everything. But for an hour before that, I'm very excited to get to do a stream of the demo of Hero Quest 64, which is a new collectathon platformer developed by Melon Speedruns, is one of the lead devs, who's done a lot of stuff with the Zelda randomizers and ROM hacks. And there's a lot of Mario 64 ROM hackers that are on the dev team as well. And I very, very much want to support any of the like retro Nintendo ROM hackers that are like getting into full-on game dev, because I think that's so fucking cool. And the Nintendo ROM hack scene has done so much for my channel and my stream, so I'm very excited to check that out tomorrow. I hope people will enjoy that stream. And then once we're finished checking out the demo, we're gonna do our usual randomizer run. I almost landed on the fiery guy. That would have hurt. No! That was... At least I didn't have to live long in a world without my little buddy. Okay, Diddy. I need a little bit more self-preservation here, buddy. I don't know what computer thing just made that noise. I hope it was nothing important. Ah! Okay, this... Well, thanks for turning around at the worst possible spot. Just, do you even know how to platform? I used to. I guess I've been playing too much Ocarina of Time where you just jump automatically. God, what game would do that? Ow. Okay, that was just had to get that out of my system. Oh my God. I swear, every time I look at chat for a fraction of a nanosecond, an attosecond, that's whenever I'm about to take damage. A while ago, I picked up a Wii for cheap at a Goodwill. It was in pristine condition. Only games ever played. Only games ever played were the usual fare of Hulu apps and Wii Sports, plus the Ghostbusters game. On it were only 3 Miis, an elderly man, a middle-aged woman, and a little white boy named P. Diddy. It was super odd. Figured I'd share with the P. Diddy jokes in the stream. That's a really funny, just random third Mii to have. I have a friend who is like the smallest white girl I've ever met, and I don't even remember what the initial conversation that led to her being put in my phone contacts as Snoop Dogg, but that has never changed, and I've now known that friend for 12 years. Or wait, not 12. 10 years. I hear Diddy was really into Wii parties. Ah, groan. Boo. That's really FTBH. I've had stupid contact names for like 9 years now. My brother and best friend. What makes it extra funny is I don't usually do that. I have 2 friends. I have my friend Kaylee. His name's Snoop Dogg in my phone. And my friend Allison is just Allison the Great. And everyone else is very professional. First name, last name. Might be a goofy picture that I have like associated with them. Or something like that. But everyone else's names are like super professional. I think even my parents is like their full name and then the nickname, like little thing you can put on Apple is like mom and dad. But yeah, so the 2 like non-serious entries on my phone is Someone the Great and Snoop Dogg. What the fuck? You guys are enemies? I thought they were just a nice, pretty effect for a second. See you, Tim. This is our last level of the night, so we'll be wrapping up in a second. Nice, Vmon. Yeah, Sonic 3 was a banger. No! My favorite part was when Donkey Kong killed himself in a cliff. Josh, would you be down for a new 3D Donkey Kong game? Yes, I would. I'd be really interested to see, like, what a 3D Donkey Kong game would look like that's not Donkey Kong 64. There we go. Yeah, there was a rumor for the longest time that, part of the usual 3D Mario dev team was actually working on a 3D Donkey Kong game. But I think that was long enough now that that might have just been a fake rumor. But whenever that was like a thing, I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. Like, I would love the 3D Donkey Kong game that was like full, like one of Nintendo's A teams working on it. The Nintendo movies keep coming. I think Sakurai has the golden opportunity to actually make a Subspace Emissary of the movie with the boss battles and journey through the levels as context intact. It would be interesting to see it as a 2- or 3-part Avengers-style movie. I would be interested to see how they'd handle a Smash Bros. Movie eventually. I don't know if you can space it out into being like an Avengers-like level thing, because there's... Like, so much of the Avengers stuff was that, like, they're all in the same world and, like, these characters are finally getting to interact. Where, like, a Smash Bros, you need to have, like, some multiverse or, like, everyone gets stuck through a portal, like, type thing. I think to make it cohesive together. But, like, if there's enough, like, successful, like, Nintendo movies that they can build up to that and, like, there's a good story to be told, I'd be interested in seeing that. I've just never quite seen the appeal of, like, a Smash Bros. Movie just for the sake of there being a Smash Bros. Movie. Or, like, just because we have to do it like the Avengers. Like, I'd want there to be a good story or a good, like, angle on it. Oh, God. This would be so much easier with Diddy. Like, you need to have a Mario and a Link that you want to, or, like... Yeah, you need to have a Mario and Link that you want to see interacting, like, before you can get people, like, hyped for a Smash Bros. Movie, I think. Or you could cast Sydney Sweeney as Zero Suit Samus. That is also a cheat code. You could just do that. Actually, though, you get... Sydney Sweeney would make a good Samus, probably. Fuck. Fuck! Oh, my God. Okay. This would be, like, so much easier with the hover. I need to actually pay attention to it, and then we're good. There we go. Never seen someone struggle this much with basic platforming. Wait, you've never seen Game Grumps? Oh my God, it's such a good channel. There's so many episodes you can catch up on. Look, video game skills go out the window when you're also got a chat you're kind of paying attention to. Or trying to think of answers. for. There we go. If they built it on in the framework of Subspace, it could better explore the history of the world of trophies. It could be disconnected from the other movie's plots, but still feature the same characters / voice actors playing characters that have just always existed in this crossover world, but never really interacted. Potential, yeah. It would all depend on the story. Yeah, you need something more to it than just let's do the brawl cutscenes again on a bigger budget. Like, I'm sure there is a hook, and if Sakurai wanted, like, I really want there to be a big cinematic version of Subspace Emissary, I trust that he'd be able to, like, find the hook or, like, something that would make me interested. Yeah, I mean, there's ways to do it. I've actually not ever seen Game Grumps. Well, there you go. Once you've watched them, my platforming will still be incredibly mediocre, but I won't be the only one. So okay, I think that's where I'm gonna wrap up the Donkey Kong for today. But yeah. Gonna have a randomizer stream tomorrow, checking out a cool indie game as well for a fun little sponsored stream. And yeah, thank you to everyone that decided to hang out and watch Donkey Kong Country today and talk about the Switch 2. Very much appreciate everyone that shows up for the non-randomizer streams. So yeah, thank you guys for being the best, and I will see you tomorrow, and hopefully things will continue being the best. So have a good night, y'all. Mwah. Oh, it doesn't keep the music playing? Okay. Pretend the Donkey Kong map theme's still playing. Da. Da da.